Namaste and welcome. India is the land of kings and kingdoms, of cities, monuments, and fortresses thousands of years old. India has also a history of taxation going back to ancient times. The Golden Age was during the time of the Maurya dynasty, which saw a tax system developed and implemented by one of India's foremost economists called Chanakya. His teachings formed the basis of the tax system of ancient India. The changing of times saw British rule come to India and the introduction of income tax. It also saw the establishment of India's first income tax appellate tribunal bench in 1941.
Thus was born one of the most widely respected and efficient bodies in the history of Indian taxation. Its high reputation saw the tribunal flourish from 3 benches in 1941 to 9 zones and 63 benches spread all over India in 2010. Today, the tribunal is the final fact-finding authority and more than 90% of its orders are accepted. A right of appeal is given on a substantial question of law to the High Courts and finally to the Supreme Court. To make the tribunal's order more accessible to both the taxpayers and tax authorities, they are published in the tribunal's official magazine, the ITD, which was started by the past president, Mr. Sugla, as well as various other tax journals and publications. Its decisions on international taxation issues are often quoted in international tax journals. These publications, combined with the online journals, provide continuous and complete information to the whole community. In fact, orders pronounced are immediately uploaded on the official website. The tribunal has grown in stature owing to its expertise and judicious approach. The talent of its members has been recognized with 31 of its members, including presidents and vice presidents, elevated as chief judges of High Courts and the Supreme Court. We have Justice Muhammad Munir, the tribunal's first president in 1941, who later became the Chief Justice of Pakistan. Justice S. Ranganathan, later elevated to the Supreme Court. Justice Fatima Bibi, the first woman member of tribunal and also first woman elevated to the Supreme Court. Post-retirement, she was appointed as the first lady governor of Tamil Nadu. Justice M.R.A. Ansari, elevated as Chief Justice, Jammu and Kashmir High Court. Justice T.U. Mehta, elevated as Chief Justice, Himachal Pradesh High Court. Justice Om Prakash Verma, who retired as Chief Justice of Kerala, was appointed as Governor of Punjab. Justice K.A. Tanikachalam, elevated as Chief Justice of Sikkim High Court. Justice Y.R. Meena, elevated as Chief Justice of Gujarat High Court. Justice Anand Reddy, elevated to the Andhra Pradesh High Court and is appointed as Lokayukta of the state. Mr. G. Krishnamurthy, appointed as Member of Law Commission. The tribunal is also held in high esteem by law ministers. Shri Arun Jaitley and Shri Hansraj Bharadwaj have often graced the tribunal with their presence. Chief Justices of Supreme Court and High Courts also visit the tribunal on various occasions, lending further credence to the significant judicial role played by the tribunal. The tribunal is universally respected and admired both by tax law professionals as well as by eminent dignitaries.
Former President of India, Dr. Radhakrishnan, said, "The tribunal, in the 25 years of its existence, has earned unstinted praise for the independence of its decisions."
Former Prime Minister Srimati Indira Gandhi said, "The Income Tax Appellate Tribunal, with its branches spread all over the country, has an important role. It has to preserve the interest of revenues to the state, to prevent harassment to the taxpayers, and to render better service and quicker justice to the citizen and the state alike."
Former Chief Justice of India, Shri Y.V. Chandrachud, said, "The Income Tax Appellate Tribunal is a model administrative tribunal whose illustrious example and commendable performance may well be emulated by similar other tribunals." Shri Nani Palkhiwala, the eminent jurist and senior advocate, said, "The tribunal has shown great independence and courage in deciding cases according to law and in consonance with justice, regardless of the stakes involved. In short, it has fulfilled the purpose for which it was brought into existence and fully justified the high expectations with which it was concerned. Professor Dr. Klaus Vogel, the renowned expert on international taxation, said, "The country has a highly qualified judiciary educated in the common law system, which, in particular since the liberalization of India's foreign trade around 1991, increasingly has to deal with the tax cases involving cross-border situations. Those cases, therefore, and the reasons given by the courts for their holdings are as appropriate for demonstrating and discussing problems of tax treaty law as are decisions by the courts of other countries, and they are a voice worth to be heard in the international dialogue of courts and experts." Mr. Philip Baker, QC, has said, "The income tax appellate tribunals in India have become in recent years some of the most active tribunals around the world dealing with international tax issues. Add to this the rulings from the Authority for Advanced Rulings and the decisions of the courts, including especially the Supreme Court, and India has become one of the most lively jurisdictions in the world. In many cases, the judiciary has had limited previous experience with international tax law but has coped with some incredibly difficult issues. I wish the Indian judiciary, and the ITAT in particular, the very best of luck with their conference on international taxation."
Justice T.D. Sugla.
I spent best part of my life in the tribunal. I was appointed as a judicial member, was vice president, and remained president for 7 years. We in the tribunal decided that we should evolve a system by which tribunal's orders are made known to all the members of the tribunal, lawyers, chartered accountants, and assessees, so that the one bench knows about the orders passed by the other bench, because it is only then that uniformity and propriety can be ensured. I am glad to learn that the tribunal is organizing a conference on international taxation at Delhi on 19th and 20th of this month. This is indeed a very bold and encouraging step the tribunal is taking. I wish this function also to be a great success.
Mr. George Cherian, former Senior Vice President, ITAT.
I joined the tribunal in 1970 and had a tenure of 20 years. Throughout the period, I can say all of us in the institution were just one happy family. We had the freedom to discharge our duties independently and render decisions according to the dictates of our conscience. Along with several other measures taken by the tribunal as well as the department, I understand that arrears no longer plague the tribunal. I'll only say I am proud to have been, along with them, a part of this great institution, the traditions of which are being carried on.
Over the years, the tribunal has kept pace with time, technology, and infrastructure to assist members in discharging their duties to the best of their abilities. The tribunal has always kept itself in tune with the latest developments by conducting regular and periodical refresher courses and conferences at the regional as well as the All India level. In the quest for constant improvement, the tribunal also conducts periodical conferences of presidents and vice presidents wherein policy decisions are undertaken. New members appointed to the tribunal are given orientation which includes addresses by eminent jurists and judges. The tribunal is actively involved in motivating the next generation by supporting tax moot court competitions.
Today, the tribunal is recognized globally. In 2005, the Japanese Federation of Certified Tax Accountants visited the tribunal in Mumbai and were very appreciative of the functioning of the tribunal. In May 2008, the president of the tribunal, Mr. Vimal Gandhi, was invited by the UN to deliver a lecture at New York University on Indian ITAT, a success story from the South. Recently, in November 2009, the president of ITAT was also invited to speak at the International Tax Conference hosted by AOTCA and AIFTP in Mumbai.
This conference is being organized under the able guidance of the Honorable Law Minister, Dr. M. Veerappa Moile, and his ministry, to whom we are thankful. The Income Tax Appellate Tribunal has gone from strength to strength over the years, as have the number of cases. One can proudly say that due to the efforts of members and the guidance of the President, the Tribunal has succeeded in decreasing the pendency from 300,600 cases in 1998-99 to just 45,000 cases as on 31st January 2010. Today, the Tribunal can successfully claim to have achieved its motto, Sulabh Nyay, Satwar Nyay, meaning simple justice, quick justice.